Hi, I'm Jeannie, and I'm here from Jimmy Bean's Wool, and a lot of you know how much I love learning, and I love giving you confidence with your knitting. So what I want to teach you is something that I learned at 3 in the morning from Debbie Stoller's Stitch and Bitch book, and I'm hoping that this video will give you confidence to keep moving forward and not be afraid, because it's just knitting. And what I'm going to do is intentionally, the dreaded drop stitch. Here it goes, there it goes, it's going down, it's going down. Actually, I'll catch this stitch. This is the piece I'm working on, which, in case you want to know, and sometimes you folks ask me, what is it I'm demonstrating on, or what yarn am I using in my demonstrations? This is the Hemlock Ring by Jared Flood. Should I give him a little flash?
Yeah.
Right there, it's really pretty. I'm using the Eco Wool. I think the color is 9004. Really gorgeous yarn, beautiful pattern, very simple. I encourage you to give it a shot. Really good introduction to lace, very nice. Okay, but what we're doing is using this as a demonstration for drop stitches. So how's my hands there, Siobhan? And you can see it's really easy to see. There's the dreaded drop stitch, and of course, since this is a nice wool, it doesn't just keep running like a silk or a bamboo. Yes, something that's slippery will run way down. You get hysterical. If this happens to you and you're out and about and you don't have any way to grab it or save it, you could always just slip it onto the needle, put your work away until you're in a more quiet spot and able to deal with the drop stitch. Paper clips, I've been known to use paper clips to catch my drop stitches, but since this is a nice firm wool, I'd have to keep pulling to get it to run down. Now these are stockinette stitches that I'm going to pick up, and it's really quite easy. You can see the rows. This stitch is actually dropped down 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, and you can see that because of these horizontal lines right in between my 2 needle sides. So all I'm going to do is take my crochet hook, and I'm happy to just pull this stitch out a little bit with my fingers and put my crochet hook through the stitch, loop it through that stitch. So now I have picked up one of the rows, and you can see I only have 3 bars left where I originally had 4 rows to pick up. I'm going to do the same thing. There's my stitch. Here's my row that I'm actually reworking the stitch, pulling that up. Now I'm down to 2, and I just kind of keep on going with my hook. And there you go. I have now picked up my stitches. And I can put it back onto my needle, reorient it. You will notice that it is a little tiny bit loose here where the stitch was dropped. Don't be afraid. Everything works itself out in the wash. And when you block your piece, that little bit of looseness, even as you're working further, will go away. What I'd like to do too is turn it around and drop the... Go ahead, Victoria.
One, I guess, difference to note between what you're about to do and this is that because it's stockinette, the bump is at the back.
The bump is at the back, that is correct. The bump is at the back, and this is the flat knitting, and you'll notice that I went from the front to the back and pulled the bar through the stitch. Good one. I love 2 heads are better than 1. It's fabulous. So what we are about to do is turn the work around really quickly and drop our stitch from the purl side. How my hands doing? Okay. And I think we'll go down the same 4 rows so that we are showing you exactly the same thing. And you'll note that this is the bumpy side of the work. This is the purl side of the work. And it's really kind of ingenious. And I'm sure you will figure this out as I begin, because I can see my stitch. And I do like to kind of pull it a little bit to give me a little room to insert my crochet hook from the front to the back now. And I'm really doing what I just did on the front side in reverse. But this is very helpful to know how to pick up the purl stitches, because you want your bar to be in front of your work when you're picking up a purl stitch. So if you were picking up work that was seed stitch, possibly, where it's knit and purls, and you go down 4 or 5 rows, you need to know which way to orient that horizontal bar. So for the purl stitch, the horizontal bar is in front of your work. For the stockinette stitch, it's in the back of your work. So we're going to just reach through here, these darn heavy metal needles, which I love, and just pick up that purl stitch, just like this. Well, see, it's easier to do it from the front. Just pick it up, and there we have created a purl bump. So you can see that I still need these next rows to be going, or the next horizontal threads to be going in front of my stitch, reach here, grab that row, loop it with my crochet hook, and I'm getting my purl bumps. Am I moving too far out of frame? Nope. And again, we do the same thing. And the only reason I'm mentioning this is, as I said before, in case to give you confidence and build your confidence, because if you had a multi-stitch piece, whoops, I'm some drop stitch picker-upper I am, my goodness. You will be able to pick up purls and knits. Just look for your purl bumps and your knit and your flat stitches for your knit stitches, and you will be good to go. And there we go, we've picked up that purl stitch, and now we're at the very last row, and we're going to reach through and grab that, and we now have picked up on the purl side. I always try to pick up on a stockinette side because it is a little bit easier to work that way, but you know, sometimes you do. You have a couple of rows, a couple of stitches side by side. You might have some ribbing, knit some purls, and so it's just good to remember that the horizontal bar for the purl goes in front, for the stockinette it goes in the back. And I hope this helps you build your confidence, and happy knitting, happy picking up stitches. Have a great day. Bye!
Thunder rumbles on this American summer night. There's kids on the corner stuck in a switchblade fight, and the rock and roll bands play for the